Men, if you're ready to reclaim your edge, listen up. I used to be held back by constant bathroom trips with multiple wake-ups during my sleep and looking for restrooms whenever I was out. Then I discovered Better Man. After just 2 months, I started experiencing fewer trips to the bathroom, less urge to go, and I even slept through some nights. I feel a noticeable boost in my overall well-being, even sexual stamina. It gives me the freedom and confidence to live life on my terms. Better Man is clinically tested and trusted by thousands of men over 25 years. Ready to take back control? Go to BeBetterNow.com to order your supply today. That's BeBetterNow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed. Individual results may vary.
Welcome to the Dynasty Dugout Show, a podcast covering all things minor league baseball. Get a front row seat to the action with everything you need to know about the future stars of Major League Baseball. And now, here's your host, Chris Clegg.
How good is Konnor Griffin? And are Jacob Misiorowski and Carlos Lagrange legit Major League starters? Because both those guys looked like bullpen arms not long ago. We're going to talk about it today on the show. But first, you know the drill. We're brought to you by Connect Roasters. That's Ian Happ's coffee company. Ian Happ may be on the IL right now, but you should go check out his coffee. It's very, very good. You can get the Gold Glove Blend, buy one, get one 50% off. It's a great deal on a bag of coffee at connectroasters.com using the code Dynasty Dugout or the link in the description. Also, proud to partner with Chinook Seedery, the best sunflower seeds in the game. Chinook has a wide variety of flavors that you'll love, whether you like sweet, whether you like salty, or even a little spicy. They've got it all. Lots of good options. Go check that out at chinookseedery.com and use the code Dynasty Dugout for 10% off your order. So, we're going to talk some prospects. We're going to dive in off the top. I want to talk about Konnor Griffin because Konnor Griffin has been insane. There's mixed reviews on Griffin because some people want to say, yeah, the approach is so bad, blah, blah. I get it. I understand. You look at a raw chase rate and it's like 30%. It's a little high for single A. But again, let's talk about the context of Konnor Griffin. Konnor Griffin just turned 19. He was actually supposed to be part of this year's draft class. He reclassified last year to be in the 2024 class. He went 9th overall to the Pittsburgh Pirates. So you think about that, you think about his developmental progression, and it's been pretty good. You're talking about somebody that transformed his body and swing over the offseason. Griffin bulked up significantly this offseason. He's 6'4". This dude is jacked. So very strong frame. He runs like a deer. It's 70 speed still, despite the bulked up and more power. And the power is off the charts right now. We're seeing some phenomenal exit velocities from him. We're seeing respectable contact as well. But what does Griffin bring to the table, and how good can he be? Well, at this point in the season, he has 7 home runs. He has 15 stolen bases and a slash line of 315, 366, 546. That is a 912 OPS from someone that just turned 19 in single A. The Florida State League is a hard place to hit. He's striking out 27% of the time and walking 4% of the time. Okay, I get that that's not great. You look at that and you're like, I'm not so sure. But Griffin has continually gotten better. Yes, he's mixed in a couple of big strikeout games in there. He struck out 3 times on Monday. They faced off against Trey Savage. He had a home run off in that game off Trey Savage, by the way, to lead off the game, but he also struck out 3 times after that. Now we're looking at 7 hits in the last 2 games. Yes, 6 singles and a double, but he has stolen 2 bags, and he has not struck out in those last 2 games, which is very encouraging. So let's dig in a little bit on Konnor Griffin's profile. So I pulled up the data, looking at the data on Konnor Griffin, the exit velocities are really, really good. So yesterday he had a ball hit over 110 and one at 109.8. So pretty much 2 batted balls at 110. That gives Griffin now 4 batted balls at 110, and he's got 3 that are just below, 3 at 109.8 or harder. So obviously, that's phenomenal. Griffin's average exit velocity right now is 90.2 miles an hour. That actually includes a batted ball that was like 16 miles an hour off the bat, which is kind of stupid. So then we look at the harder, like the upper end, because we've seen a lot of good exit velocities there. So 90th percentile exit velocity right now, north of 107. So that's a lot of fun to see. You like to look at that and say, okay, like that's a really good number. For reference, like 103.6, I think is MLB average. And for Griffin's age, it would be like, I don't know, less than 100, right around 100 probably. So Griffin's power right now, it looks like 70 raw. I mean, he's already hit a ball 114.2. He also hit a ball 117. I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was foul in the air, but 117, which is just stupid. So the power is good. Like Griffin's power is kind of ridiculous. The barrel rate's not great right now. It's 7.5% barrel rate. The launch angles are really holding him back. And if he gets those tweaked and figured out, then all of a sudden, Griffin's really going to pop. I mean, he's hitting home runs right now with a 7% barrel rate and a 26.8% sweet spot rate. So those ideal launch angles, he's hitting just north of 25%. Like elite sweet spot rates are 40%. I'd like to see it at like 33%. So we've got a ways to go there. That's why average launch angle is not all that telling, because Griffin is running a average launch angle at like 11.4 degrees. It's good, but I'd like to see it improved a little bit. Just more consistency closer to that spot. The ex-Wobacon's really good. The batted ball metrics are just, they check every box of what you'd like to see. The average exit velocity on different batted ball types are good. Average EV on line drives, 94.5. On fly balls, 92.3. He's pulling 50% of his fly balls, which is awesome to see. We just got to lift the ball more often. That is the biggest thing with Griffin. We want to see him get to more loft more consistently. And if he does, then all of a sudden, the power is going to just explode, like the home run power, that is. The exit velocity power is good, and we know that it's there. So then let's look a little bit at the contact data and the swing data, like what stands out there for Konnor Griffin. Well, the first things to look at with Griffin are contact rates. So we look at the contact rate with Konnor Griffin, and right now his contact rate's right around 74% overall. That's good. I like to see that. That's a good mark for his age and level. And his end zone contact rate is right around 83%, just a little above. So again, 83.5%, that'll play. Really good mark. So then we say, okay, so he's making average contact. What's the issue? Well, people are quick to look at the 30% chase rate, and they kind of freak out a little bit. And that's understandable. Like, Griffin's not facing the best quality of pitching in the Florida State. There are some good pitchers there. So don't get me wrong. Like, he is facing some good pitching, but there's also some bad pitching in the Florida State League. So 30% chase rate, you're like, it's a little bit high. But like, let's look at the pitches that he's swinging at out of the zone. I like to break this down a couple of different ways. I'll put up some graphics on the video. So go check out the YouTube. If you're listening on podcast form, you can go watch as well. And I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. So Konnor Griffin, chase rate, yes, it's 30%, a little high, but I like to filter by attack zones. So I'm going to filter by the shadow. The shadow zone is interesting. So you have the heart zone, and I'll put up the zone. You can see the zone here. That's the zone: heart, shadow, chase, and waste. You want a high heart swing rate, and Griffin's swinging at a lot of heart. Like his middle swings are really good. You like to see consistency there. You like to see hitters be aggressive. But the shadow zone's interesting because you have pitches in the zone and also out of the zone on the shadow zone. So then we look and see how many pitches that Griffin's got in the shadow zone. And right now, we're looking at like, if it'll load, come on, Baseball Savant. I had it written down, but that was prior to yesterday. So got to re-update these numbers. And of course, Baseball Savant is being slow. But the shadow swing rate, if I recall right, I'll pull it up. I actually wrote about it in the article today. His heart swing rate was 80%. That's good. The shadow swing rate is 58%. So then we look and say, okay, the shadow swing rate's high at 58%. That's pretty well above like average. I've got the numbers. I've written them down right here. So in the shadow zone, MLB average is about a 51% swing rate. And in single A, the shadow swing rate's about 53%. So he's a little bit above average there, which is fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that. It's not necessarily a bad thing because there are pitches in the zone. So then I filtered by shadow zone out of the zone as well. And that drops Griffin's swing rate to about 50% there. So again, we look and we say, okay, like what's the league average for shadow swing out of the zone? And that drops a little bit lower into the 40% range. So Griffin is being more aggressive, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing because like when I pull up the charts, like when we pull up the pitches that he swung at outside of the zone, we pull up a zone profile and a pitch breakdown here. I don't necessarily think that all those swings are bad. And Griffin is capable of doing damage, like actually on those pitch types. Like you look and like, okay, he's got a 409 slug on pitches in the shadow zone. So good. That's doing damage. And you like to see those kind of things. In the chase zone, so then we go like outside of the shadow. You see the picture outside of the shadow zone, the chase zone. Like that's where we begin to worry more. And he swung at 29% of pitches there. Okay, like that's not great. We definitely want to see less swings there. MLB average swing rate in the chase zone is 22%. Single A is about 24%. So a little bit above average, or Griffin's a little worse than average on swings in the chase zone. But then in the waste zone, Griffin's only had 4 swings. So the bad pitches he's seen, he's only swung 4 times at. And of course, like those pitches are going to be ones that, you know, or you're not going to do any damage on or make contact on. Griffin has not made contact on one of those, 100% whiff rate. But 4 swings, it's about 8%. MLB average swing rate on the waste zone is 5.7%. So again, it's not all that bad. I don't think the approach is terrible. Is it like standout approach? No, but is it like close to average approach? Yeah, I certainly believe that that is the case with Konnor Griffin. He's a 70 runner. He's making contact at average rates, and he's hitting the cover off the ball. So Griffin looks like a star to me. I'm really excited about him. So that's Konnor Griffin breakdown and detailed like 10-minute breakdown. Sorry for the long breakdown, but we have more to talk about.
Men, if you're ready to reclaim your edge, listen up. I used to be held back by constant bathroom trips with multiple wake-ups during my sleep and looking for restrooms whenever I was out. Then I discovered Better Man. After just 2 months, I started experiencing fewer trips to the bathroom, less urge to go, and I even slept through some nights. I feel a noticeable boost in my overall well-being, even sexual stamina. It gives me the freedom and confidence to live life on my terms. Better Man is clinically tested and trusted by thousands of men over 25 years. Ready to take back control? Go to BeBetterNow.com to order your supply today. That's BeBetterNow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed. Individual results may vary.
I'll go a little quicker on Jacob Misiorowski. Misiorowski's fascinating. So Jacob Misiorowski is... I wrote him as a bullpen arm, and really, like, that was what they planned to do. He ended last year in the bullpen, if you remember. They put Misiorowski in the bullpen in AAA to end the 2024 season, and the plan was really to have him pitch in the majors in the bullpen. They said that throughout the offseason. They wanted Jacob Misiorowski to be in the bullpen for the big league team. But all of a sudden, like, he took kind of a leap this offseason. They were like, yeah, we're not putting you in the bullpen, bud. You're going to be starting. And it looks like a great decision. Jacob Misiorowski has made 9 starts this year. 8 starts and 1 relief appearance, but the relief appearance was 3 2/3. So 9 appearances, 49 innings. He's allowed 8 total earned runs. One of those games had 5 earned runs in 5 innings. So 8 starts, Misiorowski's allowed 3 earned runs total. That's absolutely insane. He's got a 1.46 ERA on the year. He's got 59 strikeouts and 49 innings pitched. Yesterday, Misiorowski went 7 innings. It was, if I'm not mistaken, the first time in his career that he went 7. I do want to confirm that, but I'm almost certain. Yes. First time he has gone 7 innings. He went 6 2/3 last start, so he's just building up. Like, this guy is insane. Misiorowski is 6'7". He's massive, and he throws from a 5'2" release height. The traits on his pitches are absurd. We're talking about a fastball with Jacob Misiorowski that is like, I mean, it touches triple digits. You know that. And if you saw any of the hype, it hit 103 yesterday. It only hit 103, but he had 7.5 feet of extension on it. It had a negative 3.05 vertical approach angle. By the way, -4 is elite. So Misiorowski was like way, way, way better than elite. And it had a perceived velocity of 105.5. That just shows you how insane Jacob Misiorowski really is. He only struck out 5 batters in the start in 7 innings, but 4 hits, 1 earned, came on a home run, and 1 walk. That's the biggest progression for Misiorowski is the command and control. Yes, he's walked 19 batters this year, but you look at the last 5 starts. The last 5 starts, which includes a 4-walk outing, Misiorowski's only allowed 7 walks. So 7 walks in his last 5, but that also came with a 4-walk start. The strike throwing is much improved with Misiorowski. We look at the strike rates so far this year. That's been awesome to see. Right now, Misiorowski has landed 64.6% of his pitches for strikes. That's well above average. Last year it was 59%, which was well below average. That's why I look like Misiorowski was on the fast track to the bullpen, because he could not throw strikes consistently. He had flashes last year of doing it where it looked really good. And then you have starts where he's completely off the radar, like had no clue where the ball was going. So that ultimately led to questions like, could he be a starter? And I wasn't sure. I thought the best path was bullpen. Now, Jacob Misiorowski looks like a top 3 pitching prospect. Is that crazy to say? I mean, you throw fastballs like that at that velocity from that release height and create the angles he does. This is someone that can step in and just dominate the majors. Like, let's look at his pitch data. So, 4-seam fastball this year's averaged 97.5, touched that 103, which is crazy. Has a 14.2% swing and strike rate, a 32% CSW. Those are good. He's averaging 7'5" of extension. He had that 7'6" yesterday from a 5'2" release height. Just nuts. It's about 10 to 11 inches of horizontal run, but he's creating 15.5 inches of IVB from 5'2". For reference, like, that's really, really good. If you aren't familiar, like, that's just absurd stuff. So, like, I always like to talk about prospects, like, in the sense of, or like IVB in the sense of like release height. The average IVB on a 5'2" release height is 13.7 inches. So Misiorowski's getting like 2 inches over average, which is good. I love to see that. And the vertical approach angle, I mentioned that -305. That's elite, but he's -407 on the year. And the horizontal approach angle, 0.9, which is crazy. So the fastball, it just dominates hitters. Changeup. Jacob Misiorowski's changeup is kind of crazy. I mean, you're looking right now at a changeup that averages near 91, touches 94, just stupid stuff. I think he's touched like even higher on it. It's just, I think the data's getting converged on Hawkeye and Savant. They don't know what to do with it because it's just crazy. Changeup has a nice 17% swing and strike rate. Again, the extension's there, same release height on that pitch. It's 16 inches of horizontal. So it's like it's running like crazy. Good fade, good depth, really good numbers there. I like the horizontal approach angle on it as well. Slider and curveball have been about equally used. So Misiorowski's slider is just stupid. 93 miles an hour average, 97 tops. He's spinning it exceptionally well. High swing and strike rate again, good extension, 5-foot release height. It's like carry. It's almost like a cutter. I'd classify it more as a cutter, basically is what it is. I mean, it's 7.5 inches of IVB, like 1 to 2 inches of horizontal movement. It's like a cutter more so. And the curveball in the mid-80s is a pitch for Misiorowski that he actually gets the two-plane movement on. It's good depth, -6 inches of horizontal on that, and -9 inches of IVB. So good depth, good horizontal as well. That pitch is 86 up to 90. Good luck, hitters. Misiorowski is doing the thing. It's really good stuff. I think it's absolutely electric. I mean, throwing strikes now, commanding it much better. He's going to be a really good starting pitcher if this sticks. What he's done has been absurd. And yes, it's obviously harder facing MLB pitching, but Misiorowski, I'm very excited to see what he can do. So watch out for Misiorowski. Final player to really dive in on in depth today is Carlos Lagrange, New York Yankees prospect. He's one that I've seen a lot. I saw Lagrange in high A. I've seen him at the complex, and I've seen him in the fall league. So I've seen him several times. I saw him in spring training this year too. In the spring breakout game, he went 4 innings. I think it was like the deepest any pitcher went in the spring breakout game. We were kind of like, okay, this is fascinating. Like they're letting him go really deep into starts, or at least that start, which was most pitchers throwing an inning or two. So Lagrange has been in the probable relief pitcher bucket for a while. It's like, yeah, this guy looks like a reliever. He's 6'7" like Misiorowski, but command's been awful. For reference, again, it was a smaller sample last year. He was hurt, but he walked 20% of batters. That's is not going to cut it. His DSL walk rate was 15%. The 2023 complex walk rate was 12.5%, and last year 20%. And in the Arizona Fall League, it was much of the same. Lagrange walked a lot of batters there, but he's come out for high A Hudson Valley, and it's looked like a completely different dude. Through 31 innings, he's got a 3.45 ERA, and he's got a sub-1 whip. He's got 50 strikeouts to 7 walks in 31 innings. And the reality is that in every start this year, all 6 of Lagrange's starts, he has not allowed more than 2 walks, and he's only had 2 of those starts have 2 walks. So 4 of those are 1 walk or less. Okay, where did this come from? How is Lagrange throwing so many more strikes than he did last year? Because last year, the strike rate was bad. I mean, it just is what it was. Like 56% strike rate, that's like fringy, like you may not even make it as a reliever, and all of a sudden now he's throwing strikes at a 68% clip. Like, what in the world happened? The strikes on plot looks really, really good. It looks awesome to see. Thought if you can find that in Discord, just use the Discord bot, and you can see all of his pitches. It's crazy to see this. Last night, he struck out 9. Here's his starts by strikeout total. So first start, 3 innings, 7K. Next start, 6 innings, 9 Ks. Next start, 5, 8 Ks, 5.28, 5.29, 6, 9. He did not walk a batter yesterday, by the way. The stuff is absurd. The fastball is ticked up with Carlos Lagrange. It's definitely a 70 fastball, I'd say. Like, the pitch data on the fastball is pretty fascinating. It's like when we really dig in and look at this pitch data on Carlos Lagrange, like, it's now sitting like 97, which is, I mean, that fastball will really jump. It's sitting higher than 97, and he's touching like 101. He touched 101 multiple times in the spring breakout game. 4 innings, by the way. He was still hitting 101 later in the starts. Like, when I look at this profile, it's like, okay, like, everybody loved Yolan Susana, who has gotten off to a bad start and was hurt. So, like, there's why he was pitching bad, because, yeah, he was hurt. He's going to most likely have Tommy John, which sucks. But Carlos Lagrange looks better than Yolan Susana did. Like, all of a sudden, Lagrange looks like a top 100 prospect. So he's got the fastball. The shape is iffy on it. Like, it's dead zone-ish. It gets like 15 inches of IVB, 14 inches of horizontal. But when you got that velocity, like, who cares? Like, the velocity is just so good on it. So you've got that velocity, which is really, really good. He's from a 6-foot release height, 6'1", 6-foot release height. So pretty good. Like, I mean, it's like a little bit below average IVB from the release height, but whatever. Like, it's fine when you're throwing as hard as he does. The vertical approach angle is nothing standout. It's like 6 foot of extension, which is funny. Like, he doesn't get a ton of extension on it, despite how big he is and the long levers that he has. So not overly heavy extension, which is fine. Like, he doesn't need to have that heavy extension, but it's a good pitch. The slider's deadly. Like, the slider velocity uptick has been huge for Lagrange. For reference, last year that was like 84 miles an hour. And this year it's like 87, 88. Like, it's a major jump in, like, slider velocity, which is awesome. Love to see that. He throws a changeup as well. And that changeup sits like 90, and it works considering the velocity. Again, like it almost looks like a two-seamer. Like it's like high carry and like 10 inches of fading action. So it's almost like a two-seam pitch, but it works. Those guys that throw hard like that, yeah, that profile can work. I mean, like you think about your Yarlin Susana, you think about your Misiorowski, like Juan Valera, like the guys that throw hard changeups like that. It's a fine movement profile, and I would take that all day long. So Lagrange, the jump he's made is fascinating because like legit, like it was like, I mean, I'd throw like 20 command on it prior to this year. That's how bad it was. And then all of a sudden this year, we're like, okay, like who is this Carlos Lagrange? And very fascinating, incredible jump for him. It's been really, really fun to see. So yeah, I mean, Lagrange is somebody to buy into like now. If you haven't, like, I don't think it's too late. I think I would really go in and see like if you could get him for cheap. I don't know. I'm really interested to see because like he's doing some stuff that I'm just wowed by. His swinging strike rates, 19%. That's like 95th percentile for his level. His CSW of 38% is 99th percentile for his level. Yeah, I'm very much in on Carlos Lagrange. So those are three standouts, data darlings, dominant performers, all in one. Let's get in on these guys. Griffin's a top 10 prospect. Misiorowski, I'd put as one of the best pitching prospects in baseball right now, and Carlos Lagrange is looking like a top 100 prospect. So very excited about these guys. That's going to do it. This episode's a little different, but just detailed dives on players. I'll put these YouTube videos up separately. It will be just breakdown of Konnor Griffin, just breakdown of Jacob Misiorowski, and just a breakdown of Carlos Lagrange. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Please subscribe to the podcast platform. I would very much appreciate it if you did. But until next time, y'all take care.
Men, if you're ready to reclaim your edge, listen up. I used to be held back by constant bathroom trips, with multiple wake-ups during my sleep and looking for restrooms whenever I was out. Then I discovered Better Man. After just 2 months, I started experiencing fewer trips to the bathroom, less urge to go, and I even slept through some nights. I feel a noticeable boost in my overall well-being, even sexual stamina. It gives me the freedom and confidence to live life on my terms. Better Man is clinically tested and trusted by thousands of men over 25 years. Ready to take back control? Go to BeBetterNow.com to order your supply today. That's BeBetterNow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed. Individual results may vary.